1. Introduction. My name is Bella. I am 27 years old. I work as a nurse in a busy hospital in the city. My job is very important to me because I enjoy helping people. Before I met Daniel, my life was simple and organized. I was happy with my small apartment. It was a quiet and comfortable place. I had good friends, and my work gave me a lot of satisfaction. My life was predictable, but I was content. I had a routine that I liked, and I felt at peace. Everything changed on a rainy Tuesday evening. I finished a long shift at the hospital and felt very tired. I did not want to go home and cook, so I decided to visit a small cafe near my workplace. The cafe was warm and cozy. It smelled of fresh coffee and sweet cakes. I chose a small table by the window to watch the rain. I was reading my book when a man approached my table. He had a very kind smile and warm, friendly eyes. He asked if the chair opposite me was free. He explained that all the other tables were taken. I said yes, of course. He introduced himself as Daniel. We started talking, and it felt very natural. Daniel was incredibly charming. He told jokes and funny stories that made me laugh a lot. I had not laughed so much in a very long time. He was also very kind and a good listener. I told him about my difficult day at work, and he listened carefully. He seemed to really understand my feelings. We talked for hours, long after the rain had stopped. I felt a special connection to him, something I did not expect to find. After that first meeting, we began to see each other regularly. He called me every morning and sent me sweet text messages during my day. Soon, we were talking all the time. I felt a happiness that was new to me. I was falling in love with him very fast. To me, he was perfect. He was handsome, funny, and very caring. I truly believed I had found the right man for me. I started to imagine a wonderful future with him. In my heart, I was sure he was the love of my life. I believed he would always protect and care for me. 2. Falling in love. After our first meeting in the cafe, Daniel and I started to see each other all the time. Our relationship grew very quickly, and every day was wonderful. He was always so romantic. Sometimes he surprised me by bringing beautiful yellow roses, my favorite flower, to the hospital. My friends at work were a little jealous, but they were also very happy for me. He often waited for me after my long shifts at night, even if it was very late. It was the best feeling to see his smiling face after a difficult and tiring day. He made everything feel better just by being there. He was very good at planning surprise dates. One Saturday, he took me to the beach, about 2 hours from the city. We walked by the water for a long time, and he held my hand tightly. He looked at me and told me I was the most important person in his life. I felt my cheeks get warm and my heart beat faster. Another time, he cooked dinner for me at his apartment. The food was simple pasta, but it felt like the best meal I ever had because he made it with so much care. He always did these small, thoughtful things that made me feel special and deeply loved. Daniel talked about our future a lot. He made many promises, and I believed every single one. He said he wanted to travel the world with me, starting with a trip to Italy next summer. He described a small house with a big garden where we could live one day. He even talked about getting a golden retriever puppy together. I trusted him completely. My heart was always full of happiness when I was with him. I had never felt this way before. I thought our love was strong, perfect, and would last forever. I was excited for my friends to meet him, so I arranged a dinner. I invited my best friend, Sarah, and her boyfriend to have dinner with us one Friday night. Sarah liked Daniel immediately. After he went to the bathroom, she whispered, "He is so charming." Later on the phone, she said, "He looks at you with so much love, Bella. You can see he really cares about you." All my friends thought he was wonderful. They said we were a perfect couple and that we looked so happy together. Hearing this from them made me feel even more sure about our relationship. Our time together felt like a beautiful dream that I never wanted to end. We laughed all the time about silly jokes and big plans. We shared our secrets and our hopes for the future. Every day was new and exciting. When I was with him, all my worries from work just disappeared completely. He was my safe place and my best friend. I felt so incredibly lucky to have found him. I really believed that our love story was special and would have a happy ending. I was sure nothing could ever go wrong between us. 3. The first lie. For a few more weeks, everything was wonderful. But then, something started to change. It was a small change at first. Daniel was not always available to talk. He often said he was busy with work, and I believed him. My job as a nurse was also very demanding. I told myself it was normal for couples to have busy lives. I tried not to worry, but a small part of me felt a little sad. I missed our long conversations and the way he always had time for me before. One Tuesday evening, I finished a long shift at the hospital. I was very tired, but I was happy because I could finally talk to Daniel. I called his phone, but he did not answer. It went straight to voicemail. That was unusual. He almost always answered my calls. I waited for 15 minutes and called again, still no answer. I sent him a text message. "Hi, love, just finished work. Call me when you can." The hours passed slowly. My phone was silent. I started to worry. Was he okay? Late that night, a text message from him finally arrived. It said, "So sorry. A very busy day at work. I am too tired to talk. Let's talk tomorrow." I felt disappointed, but I replied, "Okay, sleep well." The next day, he visited my apartment. He acted normal and smiled his usual charming smile. He put his phone on the coffee table and went to the kitchen for a glass of water. At that moment, his phone's screen lit up. A new message appeared. The name was not familiar. It said, "I miss you already." My heart started to beat very fast. My hands felt cold. Who was this person? Why did she miss him? When Daniel came back into the room, I tried to stay calm. "Who is that?" I asked. My voice was quiet and it was shaking a little. He looked at his phone and then at me. He laughed. "Oh, that's just Sarah from the office. She's a friend. We finished a big project. She is just being funny," he explained. He looked into my eyes and I wanted to believe him. I loved him so much. My mind had many questions, but my heart wanted to trust him. So I nodded and said, "Okay." I did not ask anything else. But that evening, the feeling of perfect happiness was gone. There was a small, cold doubt in my heart. It was the first crack in our beautiful picture. It was the first sign that our love was not as perfect as I thought. 4 secrets and tears. After the problem with the phone message, things with Daniel felt different. He became more distant. When he was with me, he was quiet. He did not look into my eyes like before. He stopped calling me sweet names, and he did not hold my hand when we walked. It felt like a cold wall was growing between us, and I was on the wrong side of it. He started to cancel our plans more and more. One week, we planned to go out for a special dinner on Saturday. I was excited all week, but on Saturday afternoon, he sent a text. It only said, "Sorry, something came up at work." "Can't go." He did not call or explain more. I stayed home alone that night, feeling very empty and sad. My heart hurt. A few days later, my friend Clara called me. She sounded very serious. "Bella, I need to tell you something," she said. "I was at a restaurant near the river today. I saw Daniel." I felt a little hope. "Oh, that's nice," I said. "Was he with his friends from work?" Clara was silent for a moment. "No, Bella, he was with another woman. She had long brown hair. They were laughing, and he was holding her hand on the table." I did not want to believe her. "No, you are wrong," I said quickly. "It was probably his sister or a cousin." But Daniel did not have a sister. I was making excuses because the truth was too painful. I wanted to trust him, but a dark feeling grew inside me. One Tuesday night, I could not take the doubt anymore. He told me he was working late again. I decided to go to his office building. I waited in my car across the street. The city lights were bright, but I felt like I was in the dark. After about an hour, he walked out of the building. He was not alone. The woman with the long brown hair was with him. My heart started to beat very fast. I followed them. I kept a safe distance so they would not see me. They walked to a quiet park nearby. He put his arm around her and pulled her close. Then he kissed her. It was not a small kiss. It was the kind of kiss he used to give me. I saw him smile at her, the same beautiful smile that I loved. My world broke in that moment. I quickly turned and walked away before they could see my tears. I ran most of the way home. I did not stop until I was inside my apartment with the door locked. I fell onto my bed and cried. The tears would not stop. I cried for the man I loved and the future we planned. I asked myself, why? Why did he betray me? That night there were no answers, only secrets and tears. 5. The confrontation. The next morning the sun was bright, but my world was dark. I did not sleep. All night the picture of Daniel with the other woman was in my head. He held her hand. He smiled at her. That was my smile. That was my Daniel, but he was not my Daniel anymore. The sadness in my heart was big, but I also felt angry. I could not just cry in my room. I needed answers. I needed to hear the truth from him. I decided to go to his apartment to confront him. I put on my coat and left. My hands were shaking as I drove to his place. My heart was beating very fast, like a drum. I remembered all his promises. He told me he loved me. He said we would have a future together. Were all those words lies? I parked my car near his building. For a minute, I just sat there. I was scared to hear the truth, but I was more scared of living with his lies. I took a deep breath. I got out of the car and walked to his front door. I felt a strange strength inside me. I knocked 3 times. Daniel opened the door. He was surprised to see me. He was wearing his pajamas and looked like he just woke up. "Bella, what are you doing here so early?" he asked. He tried to smile, but it was not a real smile. I walked past him into the living room. I did not want to sit down. I turned and looked at him. My voice was quiet but strong. "I saw you last night, Daniel," I said. "I saw you with another woman." His face changed. He looked nervous. "What are you talking about? You must be mistaken. It was just a friend from work," he said. He tried to touch my arm, but I moved away. "No," I said. My voice was louder now. "Do not lie to me, not again. I saw you holding her hand. I saw how you looked at her." He started to say another lie. I could not listen. "Stop," I shouted. "Stop lying to me. Just tell me the truth. Who is she?" He looked at the floor. He was silent for a long time. Then he finally looked at me. His eyes were sad, but I did not feel sorry for him. "You are right," he said quietly. "I have been seeing someone else." The words hit me like a stone. My chest felt so heavy I could not breathe. "For how long?" I whispered. "For a few months," he answered. Months. He was with her while telling me he loved me. The pain was terrible. I felt cold and empty. I did not say goodbye. I turned and walked out. My beautiful dream was over. My world was falling apart. 6. Broken but strong. The first weeks after I left Daniel were the hardest. My apartment was too quiet and felt very empty. Every corner reminded me of him, of a life that was now gone. I cried a lot. The pain in my chest was heavy, and it was there all the time. I did not want to eat or talk to anyone. My friends called me, but I did not answer my phone. I just wanted to be alone with my sadness. Sleep did not come easily. At night, my mind was full of questions without answers. Why did he lie to me for so many months? I felt tired all the time, but I could not rest. Going to work was my biggest challenge. I am a nurse, so I have to care for other people. I put a smile on my face for my patients. I gave them their medicine and spoke to them with a kind voice, but inside I was falling apart. During my breaks, I would hide in an empty room and let my tears fall. It was hard to pretend to be strong when I felt so broken. This continued for a long time. I felt lost. Then one morning, I stood in front of my mirror. I looked at my reflection for a long time. I saw a woman with sad eyes and a tired face. I did not recognize this person. She looked so unhappy. But then I looked closer. Behind the sadness, I saw something else. I saw strength. I remembered the woman I was before I met Daniel. I was happy. I loved my job, and I had a good life. I took a deep breath and spoke to the person in the mirror. "Bella," I said quietly, "you deserve better than this." I made a promise to myself in that moment. I promised to take care of my own heart. I decided that my happiness was important. No one would ever make me feel so worthless again. My heart was broken, but I was not a broken person. I was strong, and I would heal. From that day, things started to change slowly. I focused my energy on my work. Helping my patients made me feel good about myself. I started answering my friends' calls. We met for coffee, and they just listened. Their friendship was a great comfort. I started to find happiness in small things. I enjoyed a walk in the park, the warmth of the sun, and the taste of my favorite tea. Each small joy was a step away from the pain. My heart was healing, one day at a time. 7, a new chance. Many months passed. The sad winter ended, and the city was warm with spring. I felt better. My heart was not heavy anymore. I worked hard at my job, and I smiled a real smile for my patients. On my days off, I spent time with my friends. We laughed a lot. I was building a new life for myself, and I was happy. My happiness was mine, and it was strong. One day at the hospital, I met a new man. His name was Ethan, and his mother was my patient. Ethan visited his mother every day after his work. He was quiet and kind. He always had a warm smile for the nurses and doctors. He was very different from Daniel. He was calm and respectful. He listened more than he talked. When his mother was ready to go home, he thanked me for my work. He said I was a very good nurse. A few days later, Ethan called me. He asked if I wanted to get coffee with him. I was nervous, but I said yes. We went to a small cafe near the park. Talking with him was easy. He asked me questions about my life. He wanted to know about my hopes and dreams. It felt good to talk to someone who was really interested in me. We started to see each other more often. We walked in the park, and went to the cinema. With Ethan, everything felt simple and honest. I liked him very much, so I knew I had to tell him about Daniel. I was scared. I did not want him to see me as a sad, broken person. One evening, I told him the whole story. When I finished, I could not look at him, but Ethan did not move away. He took my hand. "You are strong, Bella," he said softly. "What you experienced was very difficult, but you are here now." For the first time in a very long time, I felt completely safe. I knew I could trust him. One night, my phone rang. It was a number I knew, but a name I wanted to forget. It was Daniel. My heart did not beat faster. I did not feel angry or sad. I just felt that he was part of a different life, a past story. I did not answer the call. I was moving forward with Ethan. My past was in the past, and my future was bright. 8, my happy ending. It has been more than 1 year since my heart was broken. When I look at myself in the mirror now, I see a completely different woman. I am not that sad girl anymore, waiting for a phone call that never comes. I am strong and I am truly happy. The pain I felt because of Daniel is now just a distant memory. It was a very hard time in my life, but it was also a very important time. It taught me how to be brave. I learned that I can survive difficult situations and stand on my own 2 feet. I am more confident now than I ever was before. I am very proud of the person I have become. I did not let a bad relationship define me or break my spirit. I used that painful experience to grow into a better person. My job as a nurse has more meaning for me now. I feel I can help my patients better because I understand what it feels like to carry a silent pain. My friends tell me that I look happy, and it is true. My happiness is not for someone else. It is for me. It comes from inside, and it is real and strong. My life with Ethan is calm and beautiful. He is not just my partner, he is my best friend. We share everything with each other, our dreams and our fears. We do not have secrets. Our relationship is built on a strong foundation of trust and complete honesty. We are planning our future together, step by step. We recently found a lovely little house with a small garden. We talk about planting flowers in the spring and getting a small dog. With Ethan, love is not a big, loud thing. It is quiet and comfortable. It is knowing that someone respects you and will always tell you the truth. I feel so safe and cherished with him. The time with Daniel was a painful but necessary lesson. I learned the most important thing. I must always put myself first. I must love and respect myself before I can expect it from someone else. I discovered that my value does not come from having a man in my life. It comes from who I am as a person. Real love should not make you feel anxious or sad. It should make you feel calm, happy, and supported. It is about kindness and honesty, not about pretty words that are not true. Now, I sometimes tell my story. I do not tell it to remember the sadness. I share it to give other people hope. When I meet someone who is going through a hard time in love, I tell them that it gets better. I tell them that a broken heart can heal, and it can become stronger than it was before. You must believe in yourself and know that you are important. Everyone deserves to be in a relationship that is safe and honest. My story had a very sad chapter, but this is my final chapter, and it is my happy ending.